Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Wes, and I wanted to show you a hobby that I've been loving and I've really been enjoying with my young son. And it is slot cars. And as you can see, this is my current project that I've been working on. This is a AFX full-blown racetrack with timing systems, and we have custom controllers now, and I am in the process of building all the scenery for this track. So all the pink stuff you see right now is actually gonna be grass with buildings on it, and I have little people. It's been something I've dreamt of for a long time. So I'm a member of a club called Slot Tracks down in Lakeland, Florida. And the guy has the most amazing slot car track you have ever seen in your life. And he hosts weekly races there. I've been going for years, having a lot of fun. And now that my son is finally of age to play with them, I thought I would build us our own track for here at the house now. And you get kind of spoiled to running on a nice track if you ever actually get one, and you don't want to run on anything else. It's just like in anything else I do, model aviation, whatever it is, the better the quality of stuff you use, the better quality your experience is. And the track right here is actually from a company I work for called Motion RC. So if you want this exact same track, they do sell it there. But it's only the track, and then all the other stuff is custom made or is bought from third-party places that we'll talk about and check out. But this has been a labor of love, but a lot of fun. And I want to show you some of the features of the track and what makes it a special full-built racetrack. So let's go check it out. So the first thing you'll notice is that there's actually a 3-wire connector for all of my controllers. And that is your positive, your negative, and then your brake controller. So I run what's called a Professor motor controller on the track. And with this, you have a knob that adjusts your braking and how sensitive it is. And then you have a white knob that is like Expo if you're an airplane guy, RC airplane guy, or it's the softness of the trigger. So the more you have to pull it before anything starts to happen, it gives it a dead spot in there. And that can be really useful when you're running these little cars that go around this track in 2.5 seconds. They can be touchy, very touchy. Now, the other style of controller we have here, I believe this is a Dalfalco, but you've got the adjustment knob right here on top to where you can dial in sensitivity, but the brake is always at a current setting. The other thing on the controller stations is at the driver stations, we have a switch in front of us. And what this is so we can drive the track either direction. Because box stock, you can only go one direction. But if you wire your track correctly, you can flip the switch, and now you can run both directions. So it makes it where you have 2 tracks in one this way. Now, beside the switch, you're going to notice that there is also a fuse. Now, that is a fuse block just for this controller stand. That way, if a controller is hooked up backwards or anything like that, it's going to pop this fuse instead of getting into my track system. Now, out on the track, like I said, this is AFX slot car track. If you're interested in this exact set, I have it linked down below to Motion RC. Go check them out. And as we go around, you're going to start to see some of my custom features that I've been implementing on the track. So we have the Dunlop tower over in the corner, which I 3D printed, and then I put my lap counting system on there. So my lap counting system is Race Coordinator, and it's cool. It has a light bridge, which can tell when the cars go through. And then I have this tree wired up over here to where as a car goes through, the bottom 4 LEDs show you a red, a blue, a green, and a yellow, indicating what lane a car just went through, so you'll know if your lap counting systems work. Then you have the solid green light when under go or race mode, but if you hit the track call button, which I forgot to talk about a minute ago, but there's a track call button on each driver stand also. If you hit that button, it cuts the power to the track, it throws a caution in the lap timing system, and then over on that indicator, it will start to flash yellow. Once the crash has been cleared and everybody's back to racing, then you can hit the button again, it'll count you down, turns green, sends everybody off again on their merry way. It's a pretty cool little system. The top of the flag actually will change color to whoever the leader is for the current heat. So if you're in the blue lane per se, and you go through enough times to take over to having the most laps, it will switch to blue. Same thing for red or yellow or green, whatever lane you're going through. Then the computer behind me actually shows your best lap time. Then you've got your just standard lap time, so you can see what you're running, and then how many laps you've actually ran. And depending on the race, you can have that say different things. It'll already go on ahead and put your people that are going to be waiting in the wings. So one of the things about slot car racing is you can only race 4 at a time. Well, what do you do if you have 10 people? Well, you can still race on this track with 10 people. What it's going to do is one person's going to start in the red lane, and then after 2 minutes, they're going to take their car and simply move it over 1 lane into the blue lane. And then they're going to run 2 minutes there, and then onto the yellow, and then onto the green. And at the end, they've ran all 4 lanes the same amount of time as everybody else. So the way you determine a winner, who went the furthest? So let's move on here to the pink foam. Now, I watch another YouTuber called Boone Slot Cars, and I'll put a link to it down in the description of this video. I've watched a ton of his stuff, and he actually shows you how to build this stuff on his channel. And I followed along with him, and it's been great. So I put my paper under the track, I traced everything out, and then I took it out to my bandsaw in some pink foam. This is 1/4 inch foam. They also make 1/2 inch, which is this mountain over here. And then you cut it out on the bandsaw, and then you whittle down the edges and sand it, and it makes this nice little valley that the track sets in, and it really gives a really cool look to the table. And the next step in this process is going to be taking and putting mud over the top of this like you use for walls. It's called lightweight spackleting, and you want the sandable kind. But you put that right on top, and then after that dries, you paint it, and then we use what's called flock. Flock is something that's been in model railroading forever, but it's fake grass. And you put it out there on it and spray Elmer's glue on it, and it will look absolutely beautiful, like a freshly cut field out on top of it. And it's been a lot of fun. So anyway, I can't wait to show you all some of the updates on that as it goes. If you're interested in this slot car track, I would love to show you guys some of this cool stuff. Now, I'm still in the process of building it. I'm still in the process of getting cars right now. But like I said, I'm having a blast with this. I'm playing with it all the time with my young son. We get up in the morning and he's like, race cars, let's do it. I mean, he knows what's up. So if you got a 4-year-old looking for something to blow their mind with, we have got into slot car racing recently, and he is loving this. Now, I'm not going to say he's the best yet if you have a 4-year-old, but you can probably get a cheap set like this AFX set to start with. And if you want to build the full-born table and do this crazy stuff, you can always do it with the track you got. And if not, it sells pretty good on Facebook Marketplace, so it's worth trying this if you're thinking about getting it for your kids and having some fun with it, because we have been having a blast with all this. And I've got a lot more custom things coming in this, and I'll probably make some updates on how we do it. But as always, it's been my day off in Florida. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the subscribe button. And it's a new channel. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. I like making content about anything that's cool to me, so I hope you enjoy it. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.